You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hi everybody, I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
Folks, this is episode 269 of Mid-Atlantic Travel, Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt, the cold edition. Because as you can hear in my voice, I have a little bit of a cold. And it's very brave of you to invite me into your home with this cold. But I am on the back side of it. I'm going to be honest. The last couple of days...
Only because I'm on the other side of it, and I don't think I can catch it back to back.
Can you catch it back to back? Can you catch the same cold back to back to back to back? You're going to chat GPT it. Well, while you're doing that,
I Google.
I'm going to. Do you really? Do you still Google? No, you're a chat GPTer.
Yeah, but normal everyday stuff.
It's a real boomer move to use AI as like Google.
Yes,
that's a super boomer move because it takes too long when you're just looking for the answer. Anyway, if you're new here, this is the podcast where we talk about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bike packing, bike camping, or just playing bikes. What was the answer?
You can, actually.
You can?
Yes.
Okay. So
now
back to back to
cool for the dogs.
So now you have to.
Talking.
We, Joey, are now. Can you hear me while you're actually over there doing all that? Yeah. We are very professional here at Mid-Atlantic Travel, and Travel.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to cough again.
I can hear you.
This
is the holiday edition.
It is the holiday edition.
This is the buyer's guide.
We are on now the correct side, in my opinion, of winter solstice. So happy winter solstice to you.
I could tell the days are longer.
We got a whole 2 extra seconds of daylight today.
I know. I feel it.
I can tell.
My watch. I've actually gone back to analog a lot.
Have you really?
Well,
you go back.
But I always every day I check sunrise, sunset on my watch.
And
that's the only downside to this watch, at least.
Is it doesn't do that?
Yeah.
I do have on my Instinct, my Garmin. I have the dates, the sunrise and the sunset. It's good to know when you're out and about, especially when you're traveling north and south and east and west, because it does change.
Oh, it does.
It changes quite a bit, actually. So we are on the correct side of winter solstice.
Yeah.
Where days are now getting longer. So happy winter solstice to you. The nights are getting shorter. The days are getting longer.
Yeah.
That means less sleep time.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. It is the holiday edition here of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt, and I have no idea. I have got some sort of scum on my
that's disgusting.
water bottle. I have no idea what that is. Now I can't touch my water bottle. Here, I'm going to set this right in front of you. Look at the scum on the water bottle. You just have to look at it. Hey, Joey, Powerball is right at $1.6 billion. That's a $735 million payout. Do you play Powerball?
I don't have a gambling problem, Brian.
It's not a gambling thing.
It is a gambling.
As
soon as you play that, you are gambling. 100%.
I guess it.
You could chat GPT that. No, I don't play the Powerball. I don't have a gambling addiction.
I do when it gets really big, because for me, and there's a lot of people, they talk about, it's a hidden tax, it's blah, 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 it's this, that, the other. It's just a fun hope thing. It's just kind of like you get to daydream for a couple of days.
I don't want to change who I am. I don't want to win all that money. I strongly believe I don't need money to be rich. I'm a pretty rich man.
I agree. But boy, I'd love to be able to just sprinkle that cash all around. I think that's what I would enjoy doing.
I was just you say that. I don't need them. Frick yeah, I would like the money. $700 million.
I would love to.
I'd buy a White Castle and put it in Solomon's.
I'd be like, that would be awesome.
And bussies.
I would invest in small businesses. I would pay off my friends' houses. I would be like, sprinkle that cash all over.
I would
the place.
invest in places like Moe's. Bring it back.
You would bring
franchise, but I would hire locals.
Okay, so you could call it, instead of Moe's, you could call it Joe's.
Joe Monday. But every day is
Monday. Yeah.
When $700 million, I could probably afford a little bit of that.
Joe's, where every day is Monday, because Monday is the special day. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I think we could actually make money with that.
Yeah.
And it would just have hot dogs. It would screw all that.
No. I want the Moe menu.
Well, you can't have the Moe menu if you don't call it Moe's.
I'll call it Joe's.
Call it Joe's and do Joe dogs.
There's a Joey Bag of Donuts burrito there. I feel like I have the rights to that a little bit.
Okay. I think I would do. I know, and you always say, I would do all this good with it, but that is what I would do with that. I would invest in small businesses. I would sprinkle that cash.
I'd hire a lawyer first, honestly, and an accountant.
I would run to the lottery office is what I'd do. I'd lock that ticket into like a metal box and literally
With my luck, I would lose it.
I'd hire like a security guard company to like one of those armored cars to take me to the
I'll do
lottery
it with my
office.
Subaru.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd do with the ticket.
See, the problem is you would stand out. I would just be incognito.
You'd be like just average Joe.
Yeah, just be myself.
Okay. All right, well, it wouldn't.
I might carry my knife
fidget, just to fidget with because you're nervous.
or a Glock.
Just before this, we started this. Joey and I were both seeing whose knife actually deployed faster, and it was pretty close. It was a match.
What do you got again? Saviti?
Mine's a very well broken in Saviti. So Saviti Conspirator with the Micarta blade handles and da-da-da-da-da-da. Everybody knows I'm a knife guy. I got a whole bunch of them. I do. This has been I've been through 3 of these, and that's probably speaking about the durability of the
So
knife.
is that good or bad?
Well, one of them I lost.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
And it's like a forest green. I do love these forest green, micarta handles, but it makes it very difficult to find if you drop it.
correct.
So
I got a story for you.
That's the problem. I lost one that way, and then the second one I was overzealous in trying to pry something in instead of actually using the correct tool. I used my knife and I broke the tip off of it. But it is only like a $75 knife, so it's that right quality point for me and the right deployment. And it's a button lock with a finger flipper, ball bearings in the swivel.
A lot of moving parts.
Yeah. And you do have to like tighten and loosen things. It's a deep carry pocket clip, which is I also really like. You doesn't stick out. You went with a Benchmade bug out, right?
So the funny story is my big work brother Adam, which a good chunk of people might here know, he was the truck rep for the last 10 years in the Erna territory. But at our regional event, he had the green Benchmade bug out, and he lost it in the grass.
Yeah.
And you were in those fields.
Yeah.
The fields are huge.
Yep.
It
It's
claimed
cool.
many items. It claimed a tactile turn pin from me.
Oh,
My
that one.
work mom, Debbie, claimed her iPhone somewhere. Unless you're on top of that in those fields, you don't find
Yeah.
it.
Wait a minute. With the iPhone, couldn't you have just like pinged like the location on it?
So it died,
Oh.
and it pinged the last, which was our trailer.
Okay.
We might find it in our trailer inventory day, but it's probably gone.
Yeah.
Or it's going to get run over by a tractor.
You know,
mowing, but
I have found that sometimes things like that, they show up as soon as you
oh
replace
yeah.
it.
Well, that was me last year. I left a pair of AirPods. I found out they were in my rental truck, but I knew they would pop up, so I bought a pair. I left them AirPod Pros, put the receipt in the box on the table, and 2 days after I bought those, Enterprise found them cleaning the truck out.
That's awesome that they actually
Yeah, so I
said,
returned
hey,
it to Best Buy.
wow.
But anyway,
I remember when that happened.
I got this bad boy, and I got it in the bright blue.
That's smart. I'm
And at first, I text you guys, I was like, this doesn't feel like a $200 knife, because I've always had Gerbers, and I either spend $40 on a Gerber because I've broken the tips, I lose them, or I've got a couple nice Gerbers, like the made in the U.S. ones, but I've fallen in love with this knife now,
yeah.
and I'm going to get another one.
What changed your mind?
I think my problem was that all the Gerbers are pretty bulky, heavy metal, and this is it is a plastic outside, and I thought it felt cheap because the weight. But I love not having the weight in my pocket, and now that you use it, it feels high quality. The blade is great.
Yeah.
I did watch a couple videos. EDC guy has Everyday Carry. I think his name is EDC Everyday Carry. But anyway, he actually did break this.
Yeah, you can break those handles.
But the knife itself held up. But you can also, there's so many skins they call them for these. And
you could replace it.
they get up to $400 to $600 for this knife with a different skin. But the blade is what stands out.
Do you know what steel that blade is?
I don't know.
I mean, you may or may not even be able to tell. And that makes a difference in the price points as well.
Yeah, because I saw him do a comparison to this in the Ozark Mountain, like $20 knife.
And honestly,
And he broke the tip pretty easily on that knife.
I was going to say that the
and
tips.
he could not break the tip on this knife.
Well, you could.
You could, but for normal.
Yeah, it's really the quality of the
Gerbers, I
steel
break
is
the
about how well it holds the edge,
Yeah.
how well it
This thing
holds
is
that
sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you sharpen your knives?
Cardboard.
You tickle me.
I got a couple. I got to get something like what you got, the little roller thing.
The little roller
and
thing
I got
works.
a couple sharpeners for the kitchen knives that
I think
I haven't sharpened this one yet, though.
I think that you probably won't have to sharpen it for a while. The key is to do mild sharpenings frequently, as opposed to letting it get really, really bad.
Spicy sharpenings.
Yeah. Just kind of like just stay on top of it and make it a little habit. I keep my sharpeners are actually right there in the living room next to the TV, and every couple of weeks I'll pull a knife out in my pocket and roll it a few times.
That's why I like it.
They're wonderful fidgets.
The thing I do like is Gerber has a lot of companies have it, but for the cardboard and stuff, I have that green. Have you seen that? It's a retractable box knife.
Yeah.
And it doubles up as a bottle opener, a pry bar. It's the same size as this. But that always lives on the counter over here.
You had that on the kitchen table in your Airbnb at the Leica event I went to, and I almost cut myself with it because
I think you did. Didn't you cut yourself with it?
No, I didn't. I almost did because I was playing with it, and
it's a good fidget too.
I didn't know which way the blade retracted or came in or out.
You pulled it in your hand.
Yeah, I pulled it right into my hand.
That's the problem with that is I've stabbed my leg a few times because I'll sit there with my pocket and I'll do that. Yeah.
That seems like very dangerous.
Oh, it's
thing
dangerous.
To do. Do you carry your knife with you when you bike pack? I do.
When I bike pack, yeah. But I also have a fixed blade for that Ukrainian.
Well,
it's like
that's
really
a monster knife.
Yeah, but I took it to the last trip we did.
Did you really?
But
that's right, you did. I remember that now. I remember that because that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't go last.
You didn't go last year.
I literally threw my back out.
Yeah.
But no, I mean now this is a knife podcast.
That's okay because knives.
That's part of bike packing.
You do want to actually carry a knife with you when you're bike packing. I do. I think everybody
maybe a blicky too.
Probably does. No. Well, maybe I don't know. It depends on where you're bike packing.
Florida.
Inner Detroit bike packing. Maybe you want to carry the blicky with you. I don't know. But yeah, knives are fun. They're fidgety, and I think that the fidget factor is upped by the fact that they're a little bit dangerous too. Because if you're fidgeting and you mess up, then you bleed. Oh, yeah. So
anyway, my palm yesterday.
Enough about.
Well, we just lost 4 listeners.
Nice. No, we didn't.
But we can do whatever we want.
That's okay. It's our podcast.
Honestly, I don't look at analytics or do anything other than talk.
I've looked at.
You do all the work.
I haven't looked at that stuff. No. We do this for us and for the few people that listen.
But for cool gadgets, I do have my Rodeo Labs titanium mug that I'm going to take bike packing with us, and it has a nice little mesh case.
Uh-huh.
This thing is sweet.
Where'd you get that?
Rodeo Labs.
Did they send it to you, or because you get stuff?
I get free. No, I bought this.
You bought that?
So
it's pretty.
I was at my in-laws right before Thanksgiving, sitting on the couch, and then this is where I got the FOMO because I'm officially off. I haven't been on. I didn't delete it, but I haven't been on Instagram in a week.
I know.
I've been on Facebook once because of work and one of our coaches groups I have to monitor. But no, they posted the titanium spork, which I have over there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, while I'm in the cart, or while I'm checking my cart, I'm checking out.
It just popped up, and you added that. How much was that?
This is $50.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty good for a titanium mug.
The Tokes ones are a little bit more affordable, I think. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I've never looked at titanium mugs, I'll be honest. I thought $50, considering a heavy Yeti is $35-$40.
Tokes makes one that I believe is around the $30.
But is it Rodeo Labs?
No.
See, the thing is I'm brand loyal in the fact that I like the brand.
Well,
that's why I wanted it.
That's really nice design. It's got a beautiful aesthetic
gorgeous.
On that.
You see the little bike?
Yeah, it's actually, I guess that's engraved or etched.
First Ascent, Rodeo Labs on there. The Dispatch. I don't know. It's a pretty mug.
It is.
I never looked at titanium mugs, so I do have a lot of sporks. But I'm going to put my spork on my spork.
I have way too many of the little eating utensil things because I never have them when I need them. I need to put a couple in my bag, in my backpack, which I don't know why I've never done that before. We were in Florida in a hotel room, which we're never in hotel rooms, and had some Cinnabon we bought. Oh. Yeah, right? Bought it earlier in the day, brought it home.
Put it in the window to warm up?
No, it was night, so you couldn't put it in the window to warm up. But it just a couple of seconds in the microwave got it right back to where it needed to be. But it was hard because there's nothing to eat it with. You really wanted something. I had some leftover Chinese food, too.
You don't travel with a spork?
Well, that's what I just said. I need to actually start carrying that in my backpack, and I have so many.
I generally take my Park Tool spork all the time.
I do use my Savivin. I use my knife for food all the time. I probably shouldn't do it. I should probably
shop
not.
Days, I have made some ridiculous utensils that I probably shouldn't have eaten, and I know a lot of us are going to have early issues in our life. I think, like cancer-wise, like with all the chemicals and all that crap. But in 2015, I took the USAC race mechanic course. I was out in Colorado Springs for a while.
Okay.
We had like all the big wigs there, like Calvin from Park Tool, Matt Bracken, some huge names, Jeff Manown. I go down that list, but some awesome mechanics. But Calvin, the first day we got there, we're in Olympic Training Center. And I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the podcast. That could be like 4 episodes of how cool that place was and what we did. But everyone got a Park Tool spork.
Okay.
And, we're all dealing with Pelican cases and traveling tools and all kinds of cool stuff. But Calvin said that was the most important tool in your toolbox.
Yeah.
So you can't feed yourself. I still have that same. Luckily, it wasn't in the fire. There's sentimental value to that one.
You lost a lot of stuff.
Well, I lost my whole toolbox of all those tools.
You lost a lot of stuff in that fire.
A lot of Abbey and handmade one-off.
Yeah.
But best tools is a utensil to eat with.
Well, what I ended up doing when I was down there, I had the Chinese food, and it was like leftover noodles or something. I took one of the little plastic cups that comes in the hotel room, and I slid it down the side, but left the bottom intact to make like a little spoon. It worked perfectly.
Oh,
It really did. It did. It worked wonderfully. Okay, so let's talk about what we're here to talk about. Now, bikepacking navigation. Last
we
week,
had a topic today?
Yeah, we have a topic.
That's right. I forgot.
Last week, we talked about making routes for bikepacking. This week, we're going to pick that up and set it down on the other side. And it's like, once you've got your route, how do you navigate that route? Now, what I have always done in the past is use my phone. I'm a huge Ride with GPS user. That's where I make my routes. It's where I navigate my routes. And I've always just used my Garmin to record data about my ride.
Yes.
The problem with that, what would you think is the biggest anxiety point for like a 5-day bikepacking trip with regards to your navigation and devices?
I don't know. Just follow you.
Battery life. Battery life.
Oh, no. I mean, my whole thing with everything you just said was $1,000, $1,200 iPhone on the handlebars, which I was always against.
Okay.
I got a Garmin 1050, which isn't far from that in price. But if something were to fall, break, or anything, I could still pull my phone out of my pocket. But
yeah, so redundancy is
I
important.
also have a Dynamo, so I never worried about battery life when we did our last trip.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's one thing that worries people. Then you've hit the next point, which is the price point and the factor with regards to if you're using your phone. I mean, I've looked down, and we all use the little quad locks, but I have looked down to see my phone like askew. It's not straight. It's not locked into that quad lock. It's gotten bumped.
Oh, that drives me nuts if it's not straight either.
Yeah, it got moved, so it's going to be very prone, especially in a bikepacking environment where you're paying attention to so many things. The thing that I really love about the phone is with Ride with GPS, it gives you the audible. So it'll like bing bong at me when I'm off route.
Bing bong.
It'll holler at me when I'm like a turn is coming up, and it gives you road names, and there's tremendous advantages to just straight Ride with GPS.
Yeah.
The pitfall, though, as you said, is and even more now.
That's just with my phone on the bars. And I did Florida with my phone up. I quad locked it, but it's funny because I like a clean cockpit. I don't like a lot of crap on the handlebars, but I'm also not a huge fan of the integrated no cables either.
Well, I mean, that's different.
Back to the original thing, though, it's I've always told people because I've seen the people. I believe in quad lock, but I see a lot of people buy. It's the one place I don't think you should skimp out. You buy a $20 phone case, and that gets jettisoned off your bike, and you're either replacing your phone or something happens because you crash, and now your phone's damaged. You don't have a way to call. Yeah, like there's so many factors of why I don't like a phone on the bar, but I do understand. Like I did, I was with you. I've never done a solo trip on my phone. The few solo trips I did, I knew where I was going. Yeah. So
I did one straight up solo trip for like 4 days in South Carolina, where I went down and did that Palmetto Trail, and I was totally on my own for 4 days, and then that was a little weird to do something like that by yourself, and I got sketched out on it a couple times, but I never really felt like I was off course or off route. So it's either, I mean, we live in this world of bike computers, it's Garmin or Wahoo, Wahoo or Garmin. I mean, there's not a whole lot else out there.
I've been seeing a lot of Coros.
As we're going to talk
and
about.
And they look attractive.
We are going to talk today about see, Joey hasn't even looked at show notes.
No.
People don't even know.
This is how I prepare for life.
is
my
the direction
laptop's
we're going.
up in my office. I was too lazy to go get it, so I'm at the table down here.
So there is another competitor. There is something else that's in the market, and there's other things out there, but this one is really appealing. It's a solar-powered navigational computer, Coros Dura.
Yes.
And we've probably all seen ads for it. I'm going to give you sort of the one-paragraph marketing hype. It claims 120 hours of battery life on a single charge. That's
on the charge itself,
massive.
too, which is cool.
Then it also has a very large, if you look at it, sort of like the head unit, about 2/3 of it is screen, about 1/3 of it is solar panel.
It's the only thing that drives me nuts.
Well, that massive solar panel actually adds really meaningful runtime.
Yeah.
It will give you, I believe, 2 hours of extra ride time 2 extra hours of operation for every 1 hour of ride time with solar charging. Now, again, obviously that's dependent upon, sunlight conditions and it's not raining or whatever. But what this really comes down to is, from a bike pack perspective, you might not need to charge your GPS for an entire week. And you think, well, I'm carrying a little charger things, but you're carrying it for your phone. I'd rather carry a smaller power bank that I know can recharge my phone, and that's all I have to recharge, versus having to recharge multiple devices.
Also, dynamo riding is all about power banks, not plugging directly in.
Yeah, because
made that mistake.
You're using the dynamo to charge the power bank.
Yeah, bikepacking is all about power banks.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it. But this is one less thing.
Oh yeah, no, and I've seen people go months without charging those because they just continuously.
They're continuously getting charged from the sun. I mean, look at it. It's basically you're getting twice the runtime. For every hour that you're out there, you're getting 2 hours of additional use.
Yep.
I mean, you can't go wrong
with
that.
Free money. You just got to keep riding and just not stop.
You're
losing
money. We've said that time and time again. By not spending money, you lose money.
By not riding your bike.
It's a pretty big screen. It's a 2.7-inch color screen with an adaptive backlight, meaning it uses that energy efficiently. Instead of being like light or dark, it's adaptive. It is a touchscreen, but it also has that little dial.
So I love the dial.
Little dial on the side, which for me, I love the idea of the dial. I concern myself a little bit. Everything gets muddy and dirty and wet. Is that little dial, I haven't seen anybody talk about this, with the dial being something that is resistant to water and mud and grit and grime.
Gotta be. They've got to try it out.
Gotta be. Yeah. I love the idea, though, that it's both touchscreen and the dial.
Yeah.
Because how many times you're out, in the winter particularly, you've got gloves on your hands and you're trying to use that touchscreen and you're taking gloves off, putting gloves on. It just doesn't work, kind of thing, and you're tinkering with it. It has dual frequency satellite tracking with an auto GPS mode selection. So you don't have to kind of figure out which satellite group you want to use. My Garmin...
I don't even know how to do all that and just setting it and forgetting it.
Well, I have a 530 touchscreen Garmin. Little older technology. I've had it for a few years. And I can't tell you the number of times it just doesn't connect to satellites. And I try to go in and connect it to like this side or that side and trying to like tinker with it. But I'll start a ride and then it'll be 3 miles in where all of a sudden it'll be like GPS connected. And then when I go to look
I'm not even like out of my sidewalk and mine's connected.
I don't know what it is. And it's funny because when I'm on my road bike, the problem is all the time. And when I'm on my titanium, on my Otso, on the Warrican, I never seem to have the problem. I have no idea what carbon interferes. Carbon interferes with GPS signals. I'm pretty sure.
Big bike.
Scientific science here. Turn by turn and smart rerouting with Google Maps.
Oh, it's using Google Maps.
It's got Google Maps in it. And it also says that it has built-in global offline maps for navigation on all types of terrain. That is a big claim right there. That means that they have mapped every road.
I got to YouTube and see who screwed that, who's like found that to be wrong.
Who's broken that? I bet
Yes.
you DC Rainmaker's got something.
Who is that guy?
He lives over somewhere else. Global offline maps utilizing Google Maps. Big claim. I'd actually have to
Huge claim.
kind of like see it. It's huge.
Huge.
It does upload post-ride data, so it syncs with all of your Stravas, Training Peaks, all that other stuff. So when you're done with a ride, it actually also ties into the Coros watches and their sensors.
That's what I've had up. I love.
Yeah.
It just looks like an instant. It looks like a Phoenix, honestly, but I have been seeing a lot of their watches, and I've been confusing them for Garmin's.
Really?
Even like the screens,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
the charge port.
You look at the
But it's the dial that catches me.
is it well we haven't
It's got a dial too.
They're not talking about watches, but it does integrate seamlessly.
No, I am talking about watches.
With their, you can talk about watches.
We're talking
That
about
does
knives.
look. Let me see that picture again. That does look a lot like my Instinct.
It's that rugged G-Shock look, kind of like an Instinct and Phoenix, but it's
Uh-huh.
got the Phoenix Epic screen kind of look to it.
Huh. I'm gonna have to look at that.
It's affordable. It's the thing. Both of them are affordable.
We're going to talk about that. Bluetooth and Ant Plus support and third-party integrations, which I'm hopeful means that your sensors that you already have,
Oh yeah.
speed and cadence, power meters, all of that stuff, would actually be able to tie in. It's hard to say. And this was the thing that, for me, because they talked so much about Google Maps, I had to do a sort of a deep dive into the questions. It does integrate with Ride with GPS. So you can go into the computer. You can go into the computer.
How easily?
Well, it looked like it's pretty easy. It looks like it was same as Wahoo and a Garmin. Anything although Wahoo's a little complicated.
Well, I'll say sometimes my Garmin's complicated because I'm not tech savvy.
See, I've never used my Garmin for turn by turn, but at ESR every year we're constantly setting up turn by turn for everybody.
That side's great. It's getting that ride and finding it in the Garmin because I do it so infrequently.
So
that usually I have to YouTube.
You go to your Q store, the Connect store.
I don't want to do all that.
No. Once you've set it up, all you do on the Garmin is go to that, and then any of the pinned routes in your Ride with GPS. Once you've got the connection in place, like this, then all you have to do is find those pinned routes in your screen, and they'll automatically show up on your Garmin. Garmin's kind of super easy in that regard. It's getting
You
it
just
set
called
up.
me an idiot publicly.
No,
It's all right.
is you don't do it a lot.
No.
For those people that do it a lot. Now, what kills me is the people that show up to ESR and be like, hey, here's my computer. I just bought this yesterday. Can you explain to me everything about it and get all my routes here? It's like, that boggles my mind. But it does integrate with Ride with GPS, very similar to the way a Garmin does. It looks for pinned routes once you've set up the connection, and then they're there. And I like a big color screen. There's a lot of really good things. It is compatible with Garmin mounts, that quarter-turn Garmin mount. So all of those things, no new investment in having to buy new mounts, or everybody comes with Garmin mounts. It does
come with a mount too.
It does not work with Wahoo mounts, though.
No, because they turn the other way.
Yeah. So it is compatible with Garmin mounts.
I got a Wahoo room upstairs if you want it.
No, I've got a Roam at home too.
Oh.
I bought probably in 2009, 2010.
No, mine's like 2023.
Oh, there was hard. Or no, maybe it's not roller Roam.
They didn't have a room back then. They
No,
just had the bolt.
No, it wasn't even a bolt. This is pre-bolt. This was like straight up, like people were still using wired bike computers back when I bought this. One of the very first like GPS ones. So, and like I said before, it seamlessly syncs with Strava. So when you're done, all of that data gets bumped over to Strava. How much do you think you would pay for this? Now, my Garmin cost me about $700. Your Garmin
costs $700.
I don't know,
$530.
$500. I don't know. I can't.
$300.
It was so long ago. But before you answer, because you did just answer, before you answer,
No, I didn't answer. I'm saying the Garmin 530 was $300.
Oh, the 530.
And I gave you my deal.
Oh, maybe it was.
So you owe me money now.
I lost money by not. I lost even more money. They also have a program, if you buy it through their website, that allows U.S. customers to use HSA, FSA savings accounts to make payment. So you can use that pre-tax money
Oh, my God.
from your HSA, and it's a kind of a quirky thing. I looked into how they make it work. You go to buy it, you choose that as the option, you fill out a little survey form, it gets submitted to their True Media or True Medic or something. What's that? It gets submitted to some Truth Medic thing that then authorizes it, sends it back, and completes the payment. So you can use that pre-tax money that everybody has to figure out what to do
More power
with.
to figuring that out.
At the end, it's super easy. It looked to me like it was super easy from the outside looking in. So, said all that. How much do you think all of that costs?
Well, the way you just described it, and to me, I think at the time, let's see.
What do you think it'd be worth, and what do you think it would?
I know what the
cost?
price is, but when you say it out loud without looking at the price, and like a Garmin 1040, they don't do solar in the 1050s.
Mm-hmm.
A 1040, I think, was $700 with solar and $600 non-solar.
Mm-hmm.
So I, in my head, would ballpark it around that for all the features and solar and blah, blah, blah. A Garmin 1050 without solar right now, I think when I bought mine, MSRP was $700, which is insane.
Yeah.
I would never pay full price for
Because
that.
we talked about one of the things you're worrying about is putting all this money up on the
yes.
bars.
And then you look at the price, and you're like, dang, that's only $250.
$249.
Yes. Which is awesome.
$149 for all of that we just talked about.
Which is like...
That's ridiculous. If it works.
if it works.
If
And
it
it's been
works.
out for a bit, and I know a couple people that do have them and have been riding with them.
Well, they've got a massive library of watches.
I saw there was more watches than anything on there.
Yeah, they got tons and tons of watches.
What upsets me, though, is I Googled it,
Yeah?
and this is why I'm turning into a West. Like,
What do you
I hate the
mean
internet.
you Google?
So I put in Coros GPS, blah, blah, blah,
Uh-huh.
and I scroll down, and I never get... The first shopping thing is competitive backcountry, the REI, and then Coros on the sponsored. And then I get Garmin, REI, GovX, and then the Coros website. And for some reason, that drives me nuts.
Well, it's because everybody's bought those
Well, they
sponsored
bought
slots.
the upper slots, but
Yeah.
once you get to that, they have a lot of stuff as far as watches.
But $249 for that. I recap those features. I mean, 120 hours of ride time, 2 hours of extra ride time per hour of solar charging, a 2.7-inch color screen, integrates with all your stuff. It's a touch screen and a cool little dial, which I really like. All those, whether or not the truly built-in global offline maps, but it does have Google Maps integrated, which I would assume that means that it's got to be updated as well. All of that for $249, and you can use pre-tax money if you've got an HSA, FSA
And
account.
if you call in the next 10 minutes, you'll get 2 for free. No, that was my thing I hated in my time of retail was GPSs.
Yeah.
Stocking the Garmin, stocking the Wahoos, trying to tell people the difference between both. And obviously that's what you're there for as a salesperson. But in the days before people really searched the internet before they purchased, I would tell people that weren't tech savvy to buy the Wahoo and people that wanted tech and stuff to buy the Garmin. But they're so minute at a certain point where this thing just stands out a little bit more than when you put a Wahoo Bolt next to a Garmin 540. I don't even know if they're at the 550 right now.
Well, you said it's funny because you would tell people if they're tech savvy to go to Garmin, and if they were not tech savvy to go to Wahoo. But I can tell you more people I've encountered on the back end that complain about how difficult the Wahoo is to use.
Well, the early days of the differences, the nice thing was you could set the Wahoo up from your phone. The thing I hated about the early non-touchscreen Garmins that I would use is to set up screens and stuff, the hard holds, the moving stuff around the buttons versus the Wahoo. You used to be able to, as soon as you turned it on, the QR code came on. And then you would scan it, and you would set all your data, your screens, everything right through the app.
Yeah.
Everyone knows how to use their phone.
Yeah.
And that was the big difference. But now the new Garmins with the touch screens, and you can hard hold and move and adjust. But I got this gorgeous 1050, which is the flagship Garmin. I don't use anything on it.
Well, you use the bell.
I use the bell, but there's so many features and so much data points I could pull.
Yeah.
I keep a normal screen. 99% of the time when I ride, the screen that's up is the music screen because I ride with AirPods. The spatial audio turned on because I do hear cars before I would. I also think I'm losing my hearing a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
So I kind of use them as hearing aids.
I know I am.
I don't know. There's so much crap in that computer that just 90% of the average user doesn't need. The other reason was my last EP before I left the shop, so I took advantage of buying that thing for like, I don't know, $250. And the screen, when sometimes my contacts don't work too well.
And last week we talked about a $300 difference in the wireless group set being small money. And again,
government does that crap too with computers.
Well, I'm going to say it again. And with the caveat that we know $250 is not small money. But in comparison, you could spend almost a quarter or maybe a third of that just trying to buy battery banks to keep everything charged. So, again, you're losing money if you don't buy this.
Basically, have to buy it.
Everybody go out and buy it right now.
Buy it right now and overnight it for the holidays for yourself.
Yeah. You'd be fine. It'd be $250 and then $250 in shipping.
If someone wants to buy my 1050, I would give this thing a shot.
They've
already sent me one for free. I'm sorry, Brian.
Well, I am going to reach out to them and say, hey, look at this. We just talked about your thing.
Get some advertising.
Yeah, get some advertising. Yeah. Get some free. I do want to try it.
Yeah.
And for $249,
I'll already give you a long-term review.
I feel like that's, again, I hate to say $249 is not a lot of money. But in the grander scheme of things, again, somebody's got 6 bikes in their garage. They're gadget freaks. We are all, at the end of the day, people who are into all of this stuff. How many bike bags have you spent $250 on? I mean,
actually, not a lot. I did a lot of networking.
I've come close.
No, it's a good deal.
It is a very good deal. So that is
even without bikepacking, it's still a pretty solid deal.
Even just for a regular bike computer.
Here's a company, and I know there was more. I'm trying to think. I remember when I was at Parvella. This was actually probably about 10 years ago. Lezine, however you want to pronounce it, because I hear both. They were getting into GPS because Allison Teatrick was also sponsored.
Okay.
But I remember getting rid of my Garmin. It was a 1030 at the time, or 1020, I don't know, or 1000, one of the big ones. Mm-hmm. And I went to the Lezine. It was horrible. I don't think they do those at all anymore. Yeah. It looked like an old cat eye, but I thought the simplicity was better and the battery life. The problem was the battery life was great. Yeah. Because the year I did Dirty Kansas, I was only getting about 10-ish hours on my 1000 from Garmin, so I did have to carry a battery pack.
Yeah.
And that was on like hour 9. What time did I roll through? Like 150? It was like 12. Definitely wasn't beating the sun, but I had to plug in my Garmin.
And so many in those Midwest gravel races, they're not marking that course.
No, none of them are.
And so to have a device, and
and that's the one I think I mentioned a podcast or two ago. I actually had laminated cue sheets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that was 2016.
Yeah, something like this that you literally do not have to worry about the battery on.
Exactly.
You just don't even have to think about it. Now, again, redundancy with regards to routing and navigation, super important. Your phone, but you're not carrying your phone at that point. You're not carrying your phone up in a place where it's going to get destroyed. I'd rather destroy a $249 bike computer than a $1,200 phone that I have got insurance for, but it's still going to cost me more than the $249 to replace. Those insurance things still, they scam you into
My super redundancy is I ride with a Garmin Epix Pro Gen 2 if we want to get all detailed. But no, that thing's always on my wrist, and I can always have a backup to a backup with that.
Got it. All right, enough about that. That one more time is the Coros.
I got lost in that conversation, I'll tell you that.
I am going to spell it because it's weird. It's Coros, Dura, D-U-R-A. Coros Dura.
I think it's Dura for durable.
Probably endurance because it lasts a long time. It's durable. Yeah, I like that. Let's go with that.
See.
I'll go with that. And check it out. You can find it. I'll put a link in the show notes. Want to do some this or that's?
Sure.
Are we going to have AI actually participate
not this time.
week?
No, that's probably not fun.
Okay. It was actually kind of fun last week, but again, that was a whole AI episode, so we'll see how that works out. Would you rather do an icy cold hobo bath in a river or just use baby wipes?
Oh, man, that's a difficult this or that.
Mm-hmm. They're all tough this week.
I've never done an icy cold hobo bath.
I've done
baby wipes. I've done icy cold showers.
Yeah.
I would almost rather do the hobo bath over icy cold shower. Because you just immerse.
It's hard to get in that icy cold shower.
But the icy cold shower sucks. I'd like emerge my. What word am I trying to use?
I have no idea.
Um,
I'm kind of glad.
I think depending on the circumstances, I probably would take the icy cold, like a full on hobo bath, like get in the water.
Yeah.
Once you're in, you just get it over really quick and get
Yeah.
out. Problem with the shower is it's a on and off kind of thing.
Yeah.
Baby wipes just don't do it all the time. It's a quick thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, the baby wipes. I would use them if there was no other alternative, but I would much prefer the icy cold river hobo bath. Did I ever tell you the story about Larry and I the time we were in New River and there was a lady, it was a beautiful weekend.
Wedding.
It was a wedding going on in New River at Foster Falls, and we found ourselves.
So was it cold or hot?
It was cold because it was like
Was it cold outside?
Yeah, it was both cold outside. Well, no,
So
not
that's my thing though. Is because if it's like hot,
yeah.
you're gonna be like a different kind of dinky, smelly, like gross, sweaty. You got like nut chutney going on.
Yeah.
But in the cold, like you're still gross, but it's different.
Yeah.
So
Well-
baby wipes might do it.
This was it was probably like 40 degrees outside, 40,
That's not
45,
cold.
mid 40s,
That's hot.
but it was cold water.
I'm just kidding. It's cold.
So it was not like freezing outside and the water wasn't freezing. It was chilly and cold. It was late fall. It was late in the shoulder season. And there's a wedding going on and the photographer's down there by the water with the bride and the groom, and Larry and I are in the background of the photos. I know, in the middle of the river taking a hobo bath, and I swear if that photographer did not take that picture of the bride and groom with two like grown men actually standing in knee deep
I
water.
would love to have Larry in that photo.
So I would take that all day. Second item, massive snoring from the tent next door, which if you camp with me, you know that's what goes on. Or a slowly deflating sleeping pad that needs to be blown up every 2 hours.
Oh, man, I'm a horrible sleeper. But I've slept next to you before, and I sleep next to Jessica every night. It's a freight train. There's nights where I have to wake her up just to quiet her down. No, I'll go with a snore. It's almost like white noise at a certain point.
And you can use ear pads or earplugs.
But the sleeping pad now.
Words are hard for me today.
Yeah, me too.
Words have become very difficult for me today. I'm a little fuzzy. The slowly deflating sleep, that's just brutal. Because for me, it's like you would wake up, and when you wake up in the middle of the night, in a situation like that.
Last thing you want to do is do that.
Well, I know, but it's a simple solution. But in the middle of the night, you're all groggy, and it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. So you just kind of try to suffer through it. And the ground is cold.
Yeah.
If you're not lofted off the ground with some sort of insulation thing, you've got cold factor. You've always got a root or a stick or something or a rock or something underneath of you that's digging in the wrong place.
And that's why you put a little orange seal in your sleeping bag. Yeah.
I was on a trip one time.
It works.
No, it didn't work for. I had somebody that tried.
You probably use stands.
It didn't. I bet you it was.
Yeah, it's probably stands.
I bet you it was. So I think we both said the snoring, right?
Yeah.
Soul sucking sugar sand that just buries your tire, or washboard gravel.
Oh, washboard gravel.
Washboard
'Cause
gravel.
I did that soul-sucking sand in Florida.
Yeah. That sand sucks.
That's horrible.
And
It
then
just kept going.
It kept going, and you're just spinning and spinning.
You had
and
one
spinning.
gear.
Yeah.
That one big day of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think washboard gravel too. And I didn't give any distances, this long of that or this long of that. It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, the washboard gravel you can just kind of endure. But if that goes on forever,
Oh, it's gonna suck.
that gets rattly.
Yeah.
You can always just get off.
Like you're gonna be so you'd be so fatigued from both. That's the thing.
You could always get out and just walk next to the sugar sand. I guess you could walk next to both of them. So
I don't want to walk in the sugar sand. No, that's worse.
it's probably worse to walk in the sand than it
Yeah.
is to walk on the gravel,
Yeah.
on the washboard. Huh. Interesting. Last one. Setting up your tent in the midst of a swarm of bloodthirsty mosquitoes, or setting up your tent in a torrential downpour.
Why you picked horrible this year?
No, they're great.
No, they're good. That's
They're
the problem.
really good. They're wonderful.
Man.
So giant mosquitoes, giant like blood-sucking mosquitoes, or that torrential rain. You're trying to set it up and keep everything dry.
You like me? Well, my skin crawl. I don't know. That one's tough to pick. I'd rather figure out the mosquitoes than being soaking wet to sleep.
Here's
Here's how here's what I want to know. Like, it is like middle July, and I camp I don't camp in the middle of July, unless it's I camped last year at Big Bear, but it was 40 degrees. But the mosquitoes that are most likely going to get trapped in your tent, what do you do with those?
Yep.
You burn them out?
I was in Louisiana on an ACA trip, and I had this exact scenario. And
what about mosquitoes and rain?
This is what I had. I actually had mosquitoes and rain. And I would
mosquitoes come out in the rain?
I would choose the rain all day long over mosquitoes, and I'll tell you why. I had this scenario where, like, I don't know how many of the mosquitoes got into my tent while I was trying to set it up.
12.
Probably more than that. All night long, they would, like, bite your feet. And so I'd get up, turn a light on, and try to smack them. In the morning, I woke up, and I had blood smears inside of my tent on the walls where I was killing mosquitoes. I got rid of the tent. It was disgusting. It was gross. I mean, super gross. And I'm not talking about, like, a little spot. I'm talking about an actual smear, like a blood smear on the inside. It was disgusting. Now with the tent, you can always, if you can figure out ways in a rain, like
there's ways to set it up without getting soaked.
Or you just wait. But the mosquitoes aren't going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
mosquitoes are there, and they're not going to go away. They're going.
I don't trust any of the stuff they say. Like you wear this bracelet or you get those little cell things. I don't think
none of it works. None of it works. Smoke from a fire works.
Fire going and set up next to that. But
put some green leaves in there.
Oh yeah,
and that'll drive them away. And then you stink. But it's a smoke bath. It's a smoke bath.
That was my trigger. I smelled my. If you've been able to smell, you got to smell. Forgot I put chicken on the smoker.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what's cooking right now? Cause nothing. But I can smell this. You go in my bathroom.
I can't smell
anything. The vent comes into the bathroom from the outside.
I can't smell. It smells
great.
I can't smell.
I'm making white chicken chili, but I want the smoked chicken flavor.
So did you pick the mosquitoes or the rain?
Probably I did pick the mosquitoes because I just don't like to. I don't want to be set up soaking. And all your gear's wet, then it's heavy and it's gross.
I would take the rain all day. So we disagreed on that one. We disagreed.
Good.
So something I've been doing every week now since we've been back is taking one of our this or that's and making a poll on Instagram. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, go over there and find that. Last week, I put up the choice whether you would choose warm gas station sushi or a liquefied black banana. That was our this or that Instagram poll from last week's episode, and I want to share the results. It was a very even split. It was like 51-49, but the common theme that kept coming back was a tremendous volume of disgust in either direction. Yeah. So we're doing our this or that's really, really good. I think our this or that's
you should do the mosquito one
on point
this week.
Okay, I'll do that. But also there was a lot of either one of those may come back later on, and some of them actually may come back while you're in the middle of consumption. So there was a tremendous volume of disgust with regard to that sushi versus liquefied banana. And I know you don't eat bananas, so
I hate bananas, but I do love being a trash panda. We had a rabid raccoon in our neighborhood.
No, I get out really
in the marina because we're all marina property here. I think on Saturday, email, Facebook messages went out.
Did you go out and hunt it?
There was like 4 or 5 cops, and there's not a ton of room down here in animal control. I don't know. I don't know if they caught it.
I bet you they did. There's nowhere for it to go.
No.
And if it was rabid, it'd come at you.
Shoot it?
Yeah.
On the spot?
They have a guy that comes.
They catch it and euthanize it?
No. I've actually seen this before. Usually DNR or wildlife control will get involved, and they've got a guy with a little low power 22 that'll come out here.
Horrible.
Pop them off. Yeah. What a fun job that is.
Jeez.
Huh?
But I do like gas station food.
You could have taken your bug out there and just
yeah. I have gotten sick from fast stop fried fish. Remember? That was like a long time ago. But we did a long ride, you, me, and Jack earlier this year, and you guys got to admit that fried fish I got at the gas station.
It looked so good. I love the fat.
Did you have a bite of it?
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, mid ride.
Yeah.
Mid ride with like 15 miles left.
Well,
that wasn't mid ride. That was the end of like a 50 or 60.
It was a Friday, so it's fish. They have fish on Fridays, so it was fresh.
I don't know what it was, but it was so good.
You know, I'm sure that somebody had just caught that. Like right out of the puddle out behind the fast stop. You pull some nasty fish out of it.
But
all right, Joey. Listen, everybody out there have a wonderful holiday. And we're going to
Happy
go
Festivus.
The Festivus for the rest of us. We're going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks, everybody. The words are hard,
Yeah,
man.
that's
I
fine.
swear.
That's all
I
right.
don't
You
know
better
what
wrap
is.
it up before you get too far.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Travel, and Travel. Joey, how can folks get in touch with us if they're looking to?
Our website is at graveltraveldirt.com, and our Instagram is at MidAtlanticGTD.
Find that Mid-Atlantic GTD Instagram, follow that, and watch for our this or that story so you can be a part of the fun.
Yes.
And send us your reasons why. Yeah. Don't just answer the question. Let me know why. I'm very curious. Also, don't forget, we're not doing Patreon. So if you want to support the podcast, head on over to the website, look for T-shirts, hoodies, or stickers. That is the best way beyond sharing the podcast with your friends and just listening that you could support the podcast if you're looking to do that. We're recorded one more time this week right here in Blake's Kitchen.
Yep.
Blake's Kitchen this week. Thanks for riding along. Until next time, do good, be nice, go slow, respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.